Okay. We are back. Am I loud? That's probably why. Okay, we're good. Man, let's move to this. Boom. Sorry about that. I've been having a lot of technological issues over the last week, and this is just the matter of, or the latest of them. My mic being a bit weird, and my PC just not detecting my mic at all. So that's fun. It's working now, though. Hopefully, do let me know if it's sounding weird or if it's sounding normal. Yeah, luckily I streamed a bit earlier today because I wanted to talk about the circumstances of this game. To be fair, I wasn't really excited about this game at all until I saw the lineup. I saw the Chelsea lineup, and I thought, oh, that's kind of interesting. And obviously, there is stakes at to be fought over. Spurs, of course, if they lose this game and they lose their last game, and West Ham somehow win their last game, they will be relegated. So very, very big stakes for them. Obviously, it's a London derby and it's at the Bridge. I've gone on record as saying that I think this is going to be very similar to kind of a Battle of the Bridge 2.0 in a way, in the fact that I think this is going to be a very, very hard fought game for both teams. Chelsea's lineup is very much indicative of, we've kind of given up at the end of the season, and it's kind of like, you know what, we haven't got anything to really fight for that much. Let's just, give some other people a chance, throw this on. However, I think that is kind of silly, because if we look at the table, and I will have to get it up here. If we look at the table, Chelsea are 10th at the moment, and we are on, if I can find it, 49 points. The thing is, if we win this game, we do go up to 8th, which I believe is a Conference League spot. I think is a Conference League spot. I'm not sure, because I'm not sure how it works with the the cup winners and stuff, but I'm pretty sure that's a Conference League spot. And again, if we then win our last game and some of the teams surrounding us lose, then we could even get a little bit further than that and maybe get into Europa or what have you. So there are still some stakes for us. Obviously, again, the stakes are higher for Spurs because they are, close to relegation. And to be fair, West Ham versus Leeds, I do feel like that is a game that West Ham can win. And obviously Spurs versus Everton, I think that's a game that Everton can win. So they really need to get a W today, or at least get a point to secure their survival. It's a very, very big stakes. And yes, May 19th, 2026, the second Battle of the Bridge. And that is an interesting date to point out, because May 19th is also, this is the 14th anniversary of us winning the Champions League back in 2012. So yeah. Let's look at the two teams, because I think it's kind of interesting to go through. Can I go boom? There we go. Firstly, this is the Tottenham team. I think this is going to be some form of 4-2-3-1. The interesting thing for me, apart from the fact that they've done their thing in number order like idiots, and it really annoys me, the interesting thing for me is the fact that they're playing 3 strikers, which is really bizarre. They've got Tell, Kolo Muani, and Richarlison all in the lineup as their kind of front 3. Obviously, ex-Blue Conor Gallagher is playing in the kind of 10 role today, I would imagine, or maybe this is a 4-3 and he plays on the right-hand side. It will change depending on the game. The rest of it is pretty standard for them. Kinski in goal instead of Vicario, I think, is, again, a questionable one. They've got Porro in the back line as well as Danso, Udogie, and Mickey van der Ven. And then, of course, Bentancur and Paulinho as the two kind of other midfielders in there. I believe Paulinho will probably sit a bit further back, with Bentancur and Gallagher going a bit further forward. So they're pretty fine. Nothing interesting on their bench particularly, I would say. Maddison's on the bench, which I think is a big boon for them, I would say. Having him fit is pretty good. However, I think the more interesting thing to look at is the Chelsea lineup, because this is wild. First of all, no 3 at the back. I think that's an interesting thing. We've been seeing that the last couple of games. We've gotten a bit used to seeing 3 at the back. But the thing that's made me interested and excited about this game is the fact that I looked at this team sheet, and the first, or rather the second name that I saw on this team sheet was Josh Ajampong. As soon as I see Josh in the lineup, I'm happy. That's all I'll say. He is playing at right back today, and though this could technically be some kind of 3 at the back with Josh on the right, Fofana in the centre, Hato on the left, I don't think that is it. I think it is a back 4 with Cucurella as a left back, Josh as a right back, and Fofana and Hato as the left and right centre backs. And then we've got the 2 in midfield as the 2 holders. Again, I think this is a 4-2-3-1 for us. 2 holders, Caicedo, Andre, very, very solid midfield too. The 3 in front of the striker, or behind the striker rather, is Palmer on the right, Enzo in the middle, Neto on the left. And then Liam Delap is starting the game, which is, again, very, very interesting. Not only because we kind of suspected, Joao Pedro, after not being not being called up to the Brazil squad. We expected him to kind of be firing to have a point to prove. But I do believe he has some kind of injury. I think that there was a report that he has some kind of injury, and that's why he's not here, and he's not even in on the bench either. So we have to start with Delap at the start, and I do think that this is a team in Tottenham that he could really, really do well against. They are a team that gets rattled pretty quickly, especially with some of the people that they have in their team. I think he's a person that can rattle people very quickly. So that's something that maybe he can could just be a bit of a nuisance. The thing which is more exciting for me is the bench, because there is so many Cobham players on the bench, and I really think that there's a good chance for one of either Jesse Derry, Ryan Kavuma-McQueen, or Shimaweka to get off the bench and prove themselves for next season. Obviously, with the new manager coming in, it's now confirmed. Obviously, we've got Xabi Alonso, 4-year deal. He will be in the dugout for next season, and hopefully many seasons to come after that. This is the time now to prove to that manager, I'm a person that needs to be looked at. So one of these young kids could possibly do that. Obviously, some of the players in the actual starting 11 need to do that as well. I would say Josh is a really big one. He needs to prove himself. I would say Andre too, Harto too. Those types of players really need to put themselves in his good books, but especially these young guys on the bench. Really hope Asugo gets some game time as well. That'd be nice for him. Hopefully he gets something. But I'd love to see. I would love to see all three of these guys come on at some point during the game. I think that'd be very, very good for them. And I would be very, very shocked if he's not in Stamford Bridge today, Xabi Alonso. So I have got that on the bingo card, which we'll look at the bingo card in a second. We will also be keeping track of the City-Bournemouth game that is currently going on at the same time. It's been about 38 minutes and there's no breakthrough from either side. Obviously, City need to win. If they do not win, then Arsenal are confirmed champions. Let's move to this screen. I didn't do it. I didn't do the thing. Hold up. I always forget. I didn't do the thing. Oh, man. I was flowing so well. Here we go. Here's our.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day.
Here's our game. One of these days, I'll go through an entire season without messing that up. Apparently, Alonso isn't attending the match. Supposedly, he doesn't want to be a distraction. Interesting. What do you think of the Southampton mess? I haven't heard much about the Southampton mess, other than that they sent an intern to spy on a team before playoff final or what have you. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that deep, if I'm being honest. Like, we live in a day and age where the media leaks everything about lineups and tactics and stuff anyway. Like, who cares? Like, just get on with it. That's all I'll say about it. To be fair, I just want to see it. I just want to see a new team in the Premier League. I just want to see, if I'm going to book for anyone, I say new. I mean, like, a newer, like someone we haven't seen in recent years. I would have loved for that to have been Millwall. They obviously didn't get through. I'm now banking it to be Hull. I don't know if they got through. I haven't really paid much attention. Those were the two. And Bournemouth have just scored. I've just seen that Bournemouth have just scored. It's Krupi as well who have just scored, so that's brilliant. Oh, that's a really bad start to the day. Anyway, we can move to this. Jesus. We can put on our times. So yeah, you'll see the lineups and stuff scrolling. Maybe that gets chalked off. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so for the bingo card, let's see. Is there anything interesting we've got here? We've got two things that could happen literally in the same breath. Fight and Delap yellow. I think that these are absolute guarantees to happen today. Stop showing replays as normal. We have a set piece goal as normal. Forgot the timer. I won't forget the timer. I won't do it. We get a clean sheet. We've got Conor Gallagher being booed. I've put this on here because I know that like a lot of the Stamford Bridge faithful, not necessarily the online support, but a lot of the Stamford Bridge faithful are very pro Conor Gallagher. But I feel like, football fans are fickle idiots that will just boo any former player despite, like, regardless of how they left or, whatever. I feel like he'll get booed today. We've got over 3 yellows. Again, this could happen in this little melee thing here. Fullback goal / assist, red card, Monocom's curse. Which I feel like I need to clarify what this is, because I saw someone in the chat the other day when we were doing the FA Cup final asked for this to be ticked off for something that it wasn't. This is specifically if I say something like, oh, for example, Liam Delap is having a terrible game today, and then literally 30 seconds later he scores, or something like that. That's what this is. We have a Sanchez worldie. Interestingly enough, speaking of worldies, I've taken off the actual regular worldie, so if we see an absolute screamer for a goal today, I'm going to be really, really annoyed. I've taken that off in place of something else. We have Rescue Chelsea, we have that needs to change at some point soon as well. McFarlane ball in full flow, we've got Cop and Grab involvement, hopefully we get this. Correct prediction today, I've gone for 2-0. I really don't see Tottenham getting a goal past us, and I don't think we'll score a lot of goals considering how weak our team kind of looks, so I've just gone for a very modest 2-0. Got South American link up again. This is a goal with an assist or the goal scorer. Both of them have to be South American. We've got a win just for a win. Alonso in the crowd might not happen, but he could be there. We never know. British goal scorer, Enzo player of the match. He's who I've chosen today. We've got Super Dario Bros. This is specifically again if Andre Santos and Dario Asugo are on at the same time. And then we've got Neto Pizz's mono off, which is I should just tick this off now because the fact that he's even in the lineup is annoying me. And then 2 UFAPs. I've gone for 2 UFAPs because I feel like we will get one, absolutely. Guaranteed we get one. If we get 2, I think that's quite insane. What if you end up cursing everyone on the pitch like some crazy wizard? If I could do that, then I would have done that to the entire Arsenal team, if I'm being honest. But yeah, Bournemouth are ahead, which is really frustrating. But I do think that I was watching a little bit of the game before I went live. I do think City are playing pretty well, so I'm not too like fussed about that. They'll probably be able to come back. We know what they're like. Let me get the game up because we've got about 3 minutes until kickoff. The players are lining up on the pitch now. Okay, that's very loud. We've got Peter Drury on the commentary. We had an assignment due today, stayed up all night. Only a few made the assignments. We got a new date for today. Never been this mad. It's always the way. I remember having, God, it's been so long since I've done any like, schoolwork. Jesus, shows my age. But I remember once having an English assignment which I wasn't there for the previous lesson, so I got emailed saying, "Hey, you need to do this by this deadline," and I panicked over it, being like, "Oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing," and I was like, "Oh, I've got to get this done," and then I spent like the entire night staying up and doing it so I could have it done early, and then they basically said, "Oh well, not enough people submitted their essays in time, so we're giving you a week extension," and I was like, "Oh, brilliant, brilliant." Okay, let's lock in though. We do have a game to call, and I am gonna have to. I have to get my drink out so I don't ruin my throat already. Good tifo out. So it is, I will say, it is interesting. We've seen the Sky lineup does have them in a 4-2-3-1 for Spurs with Kolo Muani on the right and Tell on the left, which is kind of what I predicted and what I've put on my little graphic on the side here. So actually, I've got it the other way around. Oops, I didn't mean for it to be the other way around, but it is the other way around. Maybe I should change that. I don't know, whatever. 3 a.m. That's crazy. If I'm gonna say, by the way, if you keep seeing me looking like this, I'm looking at my phone to check the City score. I'll try not to do it as much, but like Blue as the colour is blaring out of Stamford Bridge. Roberto De Zerbi, obviously ex-Chelsea target, coming here. Well, Bridge sound really loud today, actually. Guess it's a Spurs game, though. I feel like the crowd always gets up for a Spurs game. Good luck, Chelsea. I'm not going to forget the timer. I almost did. It will be Tottenham Hotspur kicking off from left to right. Oh, we've got Carragher on comms, bloody hell. Tottenham almost... Wow, that's crazy. Tottenham have got 1 win in 40 appearances here. I didn't think it was that bad. They have kicked off, and it will go for a long ball from Kinski. Never mind, he's taking it short. It's Porro. Long ball from Porro. seeking out Matisse Tell on that left-hand side. He's up against Josh Achampong, who's done enough to see the ball cross straight into the arms of Sanchez. Still donning the protective headgear after his concussion protocol is still in effect. Here is the Spaniard now. Long ball from him. Danso will get it. Palmer can't control it down, and he's going to have to press Conor Gallagher here. So it is a bit interesting. It does look more like there's kind of, a sole 6 in Joao Palhinha and then the 2 further ahead of him in Gallagher and Bentancur, rather than it being Gallagher strictly as a 10. Colin Mwani's done well against Cucurella here, getting down the right-hand side. So covering tackle from Caicedo has deflected the cross into the arms of Sanchez. Oof. Bit of risky play from Chelsea to try and play it out from the back, but we've done it well. Here's Palmer. He's going to cut inside. He's completely gone away from his man as well here. Now gets it to Enzo on the inside left channel. Cucurella outside him. Here he is. Delap through the middle. It's going to be a first-time cross from Cucurella that deflects off of Porro for a throw. It is half-time in the other game, by the way. Remains Bournemouth 1, City 0. Here's Fofana. Josh Achampong. It does look like a back 3 for Chelsea, actually. It's a bit weird. So we are playing in a bit of a different position. Here's Enzo on the left-hand side. He's been given a lot of space to run into. He gets it out to Cucurella. Now Caicedo into Santos. Ball out to the wide right, where Pedro Neto is starting on the right instead of the left, which is interesting. He has been named into the Portugal side, I do recall. Here he is again. Taking on his man. He's going to put the ball into the box. It's cleared by Mickey van der Ven. Kolo Muani is going to get away, but not away from Cucurella, who's tracking him all the way. So good start from Kolo Muani. He's been their best player already. Miss Madueke. I'm 50-50 on Noni. I feel like Noni is one of those players where, I always call it the Adama Traore type player, where he's got so much potential, but he's just got absolutely no end product. And like as a winger in the modern day, you just can't be having that. Oh, terrible pass to Joao Palhinha from Kinski, and now Chelsea are going to be breaking up the other side until Neto loses the ball. Here's Mickey van der Ven. Ball into Tell, who will go back to the Dutchman. He's going to switch the ball out for Pedro Porro here. Good first touch. Gets away from Enzo. Leaves him on the floor. A lot of our players losing their duels already so far. Harto. Oh my god, Harto's almost put in his own net. Whew. Yeah, as I said, I don't ever, specifically at the bridge, I don't ever fear Tottenham at the bridge. Like we always win this fixture. Like even if we're gonna have this like the start like we are having, this quite shaky start, I don't have much fear. If I'm being honest. Will be a corner for Spurs though. Spurs have got a lot of goals from corners. And we've conceded quite a lot from this type of scenario as well. No Levi Colwill in the lineup is obviously a negative in that area, but Porro's going to take it short to Gallagher here, who has been booed. And that's ticking it off the bingo card. It's Porro again. Oh, good work from Palmer to get it to Neto. Here's going to play it back. It's swept forward by Harto. Brilliant ball for Josh Achampong, who's wide right. Up against Mickey van der Ven. He beats him off the ball, and then he's fouled, and the referee says nothing. That's a joke. That's an absolute joke. That's a foul. They're going to retain the ball here, though, Tottenham. Is Bentancur. No pressure on the ball here from Chelsea. We're playing a bit deeper than we normally do. Yeah. Well, this is the thing. So it is still physically possible and quite genuinely quite probable that Spurs get relegated here. If they lose this game to us, they've got to play Everton, who, again, despite being in a bit dodgy form, Everton, they are a much better side than this current Spurs team are. West Ham have to play one game, and if they get one win, they will go ahead of Spurs. And their game is against Leeds, which is a very winnable game for West Ham. They're really, really winnable. So stamp on Palmer from Paulinho, which will be given as a foul. Don't think it's anything particularly kind of malice involved there. It's just a coming together. Ball from Santos back to Sanchez. He's going to launch it down the left-hand side for Cucurella, but Danso's in the way. Kolo Muani's can't control the header forward, though, and it's going to come back in Chelsea possession. It's Fofana. Caicedo. Lovely ball through the lines to Palmer. He gets away from his man. He has to offload it to Santos, though. I will say Palmer has been doing that quite a lot in recent games, but specifically in this game. He could play the ball forward, and he keeps turning around. It's rather frustrating. Here's Enzo trying to play the ball forward for Delap, but Danso would get the ball back. It's very scrappy in the midfield, and Chelsea has won it back again. Santos, brilliant ball through the lines to Palmer. He cuts inside. Gets it to Enzo. Out wide for Cucurella across the box, and it's blocked by Porro for a throw-in by the corner flag, not a corner itself. It's going to be another throw for Cucurella. What? What have they just called? Oh, offside on Cuckoo, I guess. Yeah. Weird. Will be a long ball from Kinski. One in the air by Richarlison, but it's going to come back to Wes. Cucurella. Gets it to Enzo. Tackled by Porro, and Chelsea will take the throw, and they're going to throw it immediately to Delap, who's shrugged off the ball by Danso. I don't think there was anything in that. We'll say we stole a few yards on that throw-in as well, so that's bit cheeky from Cuckoo there. Will be a throw for Tottenham on the left-hand side. Or their right, rather. So game a bit scrappy at the moment. No team really able to kind of put a couple of passes together. It keeps just being tackle into tackle or head tennis. It's Bentancur. Porro, long ball across the pitch to Matisse Tel. He's going to be tracked by Josh Achampong and forced to go back to Udogie. Danso up the right-hand side to Kolo Muani. Quick little 1-2, and he gets past Cucurella here. Richarlison's in the middle. If you can find him, the ball's going to go into the box, but cleared by Wes Fofana. Paulinho out to Tel. Udogie. It's going to go all the way back to Mickey van der Ven now. Interesting, as I say, Tottenham seem to be having a bit of a... What's the word? Bit of the better of the two teams at the moment, but they're not really threatening too much. They're kind of... They almost look a bit scared to attack, which is a bizarre thing to say. Seemed like Kolo Muani could have just burst into the box and tried to get a shot off, but he just decided to delay his run a little bit. Here's Danso. Porro will smash the ball into Enzo, and it's going to be clipped up to Kolo Muani again, but Cucurella wins the ball. Here's Caicedo. Very forceful tackle from Richarlison, but a good one, let's say. Here's Matisse Tell. Paulinho to Porro. He's going to whip the ball in. It's going to go for Tell at the back post. It's a fantastic save from Sanchez. Udogie swings it back in, and Cuckoo's going to put it away. That's a Sanchez worldie. That's more like it from Spurs. They just runs off the back of Josh Acheampong, who, I've got to admit, Josh has had a very, very shaky start to this game. Getting caught out of the back post there. Oh, does Sanchez actually get a touch on this, or does it hit the post? I'm not sure. Let's see. Here. Replay. I think it hits the post, then him, and goes out. Whew. Will be a Spurs corner to be taken by Pedro Porro. Flicked on. It's going to be... Oof. It's gone through all of the bodies through to Sanchez. Sanchez is going to try and start a counter here, but none of our team really want to go forward, it seems. Here's Santos. Fofana to Josh Acheampong. Ball up to Pedro Neto. He's going to try and get away from his man and play it to Delap. Good work from him. Oh, can't get the ball back from Delap, though. Here's Danso stepping forward. Pedro Porro. Here's Udogie. Back to Mickey van der Ven. Now Bentancur. Chelsea starting to put on a bit of pressure here now. Forcing them all the way back to Kinski, who is a bit shaky on the ball, I will say. So a bit more pressure on him would be nice. Now Danso. He's going to launch a long one, seeking out Richarlison, but Wes is there. And Santos has won it off of Gallagher. Here's Pedro Neto. Flicks it over the head of Destiny Udogie, and he can't receive the ball on the other side. Pedro Porro will knock it forward for Bentancur. Pedro Porro running forward again, but his pass is intercepted by Hato. Brilliant work. Gets it to Palmer. Pedro Neto. Trying to take on Udogie. Gets it to Palmer again. He gets it into Hato, and it's Palmer on the edge of the box! It's a brilliant strike, but a brilliant save from Kinski. That's more like it. Whoa. That's a typical Cole Palmer-esque strike, but you know, he just doesn't have the same power as he used to with that groin injury. It will be a corner for Chelsea, though, to be taken by Enzo. With the in-swinger. Into the front post, and it's cleared by Richarlison up into the air. Liam Delap will get ahead to it, and Hato will knock it back to Enzo for another delivery. And then, Porro's dived to the floor and got on a foul. Joke. It's an absolute farce that's given. Oh, look at it. Look, as soon as the foul's over, he jumps back to his feet like nothing's happened. Oh, nothing in that. Literally nothing in that. Will be a long goal kick, or free kick rather, by Kinski. Seeking out Richarlison again. Hato will win that. Here's Caicedo. Where's Fofana? Through the lines to Caicedo again. Gets it to Palmer and then gets it to Caicedo. It's brilliant football. And then he's absolutely clarted out by Mickey van der Ven. And referee's got to come back and give him a yellow for this, surely. It's a brilliant touch from Palmer. He looks to be a bit in form here. Can't believe he's not been booked for that. Will be the game restarted here. Here is Moises Caicedo. He's back on his feet. Fofana. Caicedo. Back to Sanchez, who's going to launch one long. Liam Delap's interested in this, and he will win the header. Enzo. Back to Delap. Can't make it stick. Bentancur. Here's Mickey van der Ven again. Oh, under pressure from Pedro Neto. He has to get it away quickly. Tell to Udogie. He's made the run again, but Josh has intercepted the pass. Will be a Spurs throw on the left-hand side. I feel like Pedro Neto needs to start getting back a little bit more. Because Josh is getting very, very isolated 1v2 against Udogie and Tell on that left-hand side. Here's Danso. Back to Kinski. Long ball from him. Wes will win that pretty comfortably. Santos will get it back to Sanchez. Here's Cucurella. Colin Mawani giving chase, but unable to get the ball. Sanchez will go long. Seeking out Pedro Neto on the right-hand side. But it's going to fall for Palmer here. Gets it back to Pedro Neto. Good work, Palmer. Enzo. He's going to take a strike here. Enzo Fernandez! What a belter! And it's always him. And I took the worldie off as well. God damn it. What a strike. Who gets the assist there? Is it Neto? Pedro Neto into Enzo, yeah. Pedro Neto assist. Guys, a fucking belter. He uses the defender as a decoy so the goalkeeper can't see it. It's Bentancur just... Oh, it's beauty. Is there anything I can tick off? So far, Enzo player of the match is looking good. I can't take anything off at the moment. Little phone celebration. Wonder what that's for. I don't think. See, this is the thing. I don't think Enzo's going to go with Alonso coming in. We know that Alonso likes the type of player that Enzo is. I don't think he'll leave. I think that's a saving grace of us getting such a good quality manager in. Is that it's going to... A lot of the players that we want to keep are going to want to stay now. So I feel like João Pedro would have probably gone to Barca if he didn't get appointed. That's our captain for today. He loves scoring against Tottenham, doesn't he, man? He really does. He hates these lot. Big carefree chant goes throughout the Stamford Bridge crowd. Here's Sanchez to take the goal kick. I would love for us to get an absolute belting here, like just to put it to them so we can bring on some of the youth players at the end. Ball into Enzo from Sanchez is going to bounce over his head and go out for a Tottenham throw. Caicedo's snapping at the heels of Bentancur. He's got to be careful here. He does brilliantly well, the Uruguayan, I can't lie. Pedro Porro will get it up and over, seeking out Matisse Tell, but it's going to go all the way out for a goal kick. I'd say for me personally, it's like, I feel like we have a lot more contentious games with Spurs, and our games against Spurs are a lot more violent. And that kind of, I think that's, especially in modern times, and I feel like that's why people kind of hate Spurs a little bit more. My personal gripe with Arsenal is the fact that I used to have a best friend who I was growing up with who was an Arsenal fan, and we used to always have a bit of rivalry over our games. So I've always, I've always had a bit more of the Arsenal kind of being my rivals, but I hate them both equally, to be fair. I would say now, the only reason I'm more kind of an Arsenal hater now is because of how scummy their team is. Like, I just, like, them getting away with absolute murder every single game, them being a horrible football club to actually, like, watch. It's just, the manager being a rape apologist is not particularly good vibe on them either. Here's Cole Palmer. We'll say Chelsea are starting to flow a bit better here now. There's a lot to hate about Arsenal, let's say. Pedro Neto. He's got a Dogi on his back. He's going to get it back to Josh. Fofana. Across to Sanchez. Spurs are going to put on a high pressure here. Harto to Enzo, who's going to launch the ball long into midfield up to Liam Delap, who can hold it up. Cucurella to Enzo. Ball forward for Delap. I don't think he's going to be able to run onto that. We are now, as it stands, up to 8th. Which could be Conference League spots, I'm not sure. Oh, bad tackle on Andre Santos from Conor Gallagher here. The referee's keeping his cards in his pocket, I will say, early. A big Tottenham Hotspur "It's happened again" chant is going throughout the stadium, which is very funny. Here's Hato. Fofana. Hato again. Enzo on the left-hand side. Ball into Liam Delap is a good one. He holds it up well this time. Good working up against Mickey van der Ven, and he's going to play it in behind here for Caicedo, or rather Cucurella. Gets it across. It's going to fall for Palmer. He gets it to Delap. Oh, good effort. I feel like Palmer got in his way a little bit there. Who played that pass up to Cucurella? That was beauty. Was that Moy? I bet it was Moy, wasn't it? Yeah, it is. Of course it is. Beautiful from Caicedo, as is ever the case. Good cutback from Cucurella, and then I feel like Palmer just gets in the way a little bit there. He needs to offload it quicker. I will never miss Conor Gallagher. Oh, he's an utter terrible footballer. I feel like this is the thing that, like, a lot of people will, be like, oh, he was good in Poch's system. And it's like, yeah, he was good in Poch's system because Poch's system is complete anti-football. It's Richarlison. Colin Moani on the right side. He's going to get it to the aforementioned Conor Gallagher to a sea of boos. And the ball's going to go all the way back to Mickey van der Ven. Bentancur to Udogie. He's going to play it off the pitch. And, Tell did keep it on the pitch, apparently. And Udogie will be able to receive the ball again. But Caicedo and Wes have combined to win the ball back again. Here's Enzo, Caicedo, Santos, Delap, Caicedo, Enzo. It's brilliant football from Chelsea. Cucurella, first time ball please. Whips it across to Pedro Neto. Oh, and good work from Matisse Tell defensively to get back and recover. But it will be a Chelsea corner. I'm going to tick it off already. McCarlan ball in full flow. It's brilliant one-touch football from Chelsea so far. So Enzo is having an absolute screamer of a game. Should be a Pedro Neto in-swinger. It's a nasty gash on the leg of Matisse Tell, who got battered earlier in the move. Drifted in by Pedro Neto. It's a Tottenham head who gets to it first. So there's no one at the back post. It's going to break for Cucurella here. He's got many options to go to. He goes to Caicedo, rather. Here's Enzo on the left side. We're going to go back to Sanchez here. Safety first. He's going to go long. Danso underneath it. Caicedo will collect, but can't keep a hold of it. Here's Mickey van der Ven. It's nice to hear someone other than Cuckoo being booed. That is so true. Him and Garnacho just constantly being booed by everyone for no reason. Here's Bentancur. Back to Paulinho. Porro back to Danso. Oof, almost gives it to Delap. He's got to be careful there. Dinked ball up to Kolo Muani. Cucurella is going to snatch it off him and get it away. Only as far as Joao Paulinho, though, and Santos will snap in for another Tottenham throw. Quickly taken. Here's Porro. Ball into Kolo Muani. He's up against Cucurella. He can't get it past Hato, who was in the centre, and Enzo's going to draw a foul. I think there is a Spurs man down. I'm not sure who that was. I think it might have been Porro. We cross into the 28th minute. We'll actually need to check if the other game has started again. It has. It's still 1-0 to Bournemouth. Ball through the lines from Wes to Palmer. Santos, Delap. Good hold-up play for Palmer to play it into behind for Cucurella, who's steaming off this left-hand side. Up against Pedro Porro, who's fouled him. That's got to be a yellow. And it is. That's one. There's been some substitutions in the City game. Kovacic and Foden has gone out for Foden, rather. Whew. Good first touch by Cuckoo. He has to get there first or Porro's going to win that. And instead he baits a foul. And that's really, really good because Porro's been... I will say Porro has probably been their best player so far. To get him on a booking will make him have to adapt how he's playing. And it will be a free kick in a very promising area for Chelsea here. We've got Neto and Enzo over the top of it. I think it probably will be Enzo who takes this. I'm calling it now. This is a Delap goal. It's going to ricochet off the back. It's going to ricochet off of someone at the back post. It's going to fall into the middle. And he's going to smash it in. I'm calling it. Neto runs away from it. Here comes Enzo to deliver the ball. Into the front post. Oh, he's hit the frame of the goal. Whew. I didn't think he would. I genuinely didn't think he would even attempt to get that in there. Whips it to the near post, and he beats Kinski. To be fair, it's just he can't beat the post. A little bit lower, and maybe that's in. Here's Mickey van der Ven. Ball up to Tell. Now Udogie. Gallagher. And all the way back to Van der Ven again. Very unorthodox defending from Josh Achampong, and he draws a foul after being stamped on. I think he slipped over there. Not sure what actually happened to Josh. Yeah, he slips. He slips and it makes him win the ball, but I guess he gets... I'm not really sure what the foul is for there, if I'm being honest. Bit lucky there. We'll be back in Chelsea possession though. Caicedo. Across to Hato. It's Enzo on the left-hand side. He's going to play that ball up to Delap again, as he often does. But this time he didn't win it. Here's Gallagher. Tell up against Josh Achampong. He's going to play it back to Gallagher. Into Joao Palhinha. And he gives it away. Josh Achampong. Oof. Josh has just been thrown to the floor by Joao Palhinha. I will say one thing. The amount of... we do give Josh a lot of, plaudits for how well he plays sometimes. I do think he needs to bulk up a little bit. He is getting thrown around like a rag doll in this game so far. He needs to muscle up a bit more. Luckily, that has been adjudged to be foul contact, though. Ball is going to go long from Sanchez. Danso wins it. He's hurt himself as well by doing that. Back to Sanchez. Here's Wes. No, Hato. Inside for Enzo. Gets it to Delap. Caicedo. Spears the ball out to Delap again. Brilliant first touch from him. And he gets it to Cucurella. Tries to play it in for Delap again, but it's ricocheted off of Danso. Here is the Austrian on the ball again. Plays it into Richarlison, who's been had the ball snatched off him by Hato, who's going to go through here. Kept on moving, and this pass was just a little bit lackluster in the end. I feel like he could have just gone on and tried to shoot there. Got a bit of a nosebleed and panicked and played it out instead. Here's Gallagher. Across to Pedro Porro. Colomwani. His ball is... that was awful. Awful, awful, awful from him. Don't get why they don't play him up top. Surely he's much better playing as a central striker than being hung out in the right wing for some reason. It's going to be a goal kick for Chelsea to be taken by Sanchez long. Or seeking out Delap again, who does win it in the air. He's going to ricochet out to Bentancur, and Porro will head it back to Kinski. Here's Mickey van der Ven. I will say, I think it's actually, now thinking about it, I think it's pretty guaranteed that Shin will play today, because Joao Pedro's not on the bench. I don't think Guiu's on the bench either. So he's our only striking option. Oh, Palmer's just won it here. Off a tell, and it will be a throw high up for Chelsea. So Palmer's been much improved today. Taken quickly from Chelsea. Here's Andre Santos in the middle. Enzo. Santos again. Where's Fofana? To Josh. Ugh. Hesitated. But Caicedo's won it back. Here's Neto. Into the middle for Santos. Oh, he could have gone left, but he's gone back to Hato. Here's Cucurella now. Chelsea getting a spell of possession, which we haven't really had for much of this game. Here's Enzo. Being manhandled here by Colomwani. Here's Wes into Palmer. Ball around the corner for Santos is a good one. Here's Palmer again. Eventually tackled by Bentancur, and Udogie can now bring it away. He's been surrounded by blue shirts. The swarm has come around to dispossess him, and it's Enzo who eventually gets it. Here's Delap forward. Oh. So Palmer and Enzo are getting in these little pockets, and they're causing Spurs some absolute issues every time they get the ball. So that pass from Enzo, if he's just a little bit quicker to play it, then Delap's through. Oof. Spurs looking a bit nervous in their passing now as well. They keep giving the ball away. We keep winning it in midfield. The scrappiness of the likes of Hato, Josh, Caicedo and Santos kind of causing them to give the ball away quite a lot. Here's Tell. Good work from Achampong to win the ball there. And Caicedo will get it away to the young Englishman, who's thrown to the floor, but the referees kept play on. Here's Tell, and it's a very wild attempt from the Frenchman in the end. Will be a short goal kick to be taken by Chelsea. Now Sanchez goes long. Pedro Neto was the target, but the ball's gone straight off the pitch for a Tottenham throw. We're kind of playing off of the turnovers though, so it's not actually a bad thing them having the ball. Here's Mickey van der Ven. To Danso. Porro. Ball over the top for Kolomouani. Good first touch. Battling away with Cucurella, but Cucurella's won it. But it's going to ricochet out here for Gallagher. Bentancur. Joao Palhinha shrugs Palmer off the ball. Now Bentancur again. Here's Matisse Tell. Ball into Bentancur once more. He's tackled by Neto, but he retains the ball. Now the ball's back with Udogie. Joao Palhinha. To Danso. Chelsea seem to be having a bit of a break after that high intensity pressing that we were doing a second ago. Spurs having a bit of comfortable possession for now. Udogie. Back to Mickey van der Ven. And now Danso. Delap sniffing around, so he has to shift the ball quickly. Ball's going to go forward, and Wes Fofana has been unable to stop the ball going in, but Hato has dealt with it instead. Here's Josh being pressured by Udogie in the corner flag. And Hato will get it away. Good work. There's actually been an offside flag called here. Referee's sorting something out. I'm not sure what he's complaining about. He's having a talk with Mickey van der Ven for some reason. He's the Spurs captain. I'm not sure what that's for. Probably trying to tell him to tell his players to calm down a bit. Will be a long ball from Sanchez. Up for Delap. Cucurella is going to scythe it away, but only as far as Pedro Porro. Here's Gallagher. Won by Andre Santos, and Gallagher's dived to the floor, and the referee said nothing. Here's Palmer. Oh, he's just delayed his pass and stopped the counter-attack, but Santos will get it back. Cucurella wide left. Now it'll be a spell for Chelsea. Ball out wide for Pedro Neto. He's going to play it to Caicedo. Now Hato. We'd like to get another one before half time, Chelsea. That'd be great. Oh, ball into Josh is again. He's just not strong enough, and he's giving the ball away here, Josh. There's a pattern emerging. Donso into Bentancur. He's going to play the ball in behind for Colin Mwani, but brilliant goalkeeping from Rob Sanchez to be swift off his line and claim that before he could get it. Gallagher's just bumped Kagrea off the ball for no reason. Having a bit of a scrap now. Do we count that as a fight? I'm going to count that as a fight. Just so I can get it off the bingo card. And a bit of a chance of Chelsea reject. It goes throughout the stadium as well. Here's Josh Achimpong. Joel Hatto. Out to Enzo. Now for Fafana. A little bit of a loose pass from Enzo there. Josh up to Pedro Neto. Delap is through on the right hand side here if he can find him, and he does. He's going to take it away from Mickey van der Ven as well, and he's fouled him, and that's got to be a yellow for the captain, surely. And he's complaining to the linesman as well, but good work from Delap there. There is a card for Van der Ven, that's 2. And there's something that's happened off the ball, I think, between someone, because the crowd got a bit angsty there for some reason. Will be a free kick for Chelsea out on the touchline. There's 3 players over it, Palmer, Enzo and Neto. I believe this will probably be Neto who takes this, let's be honest. This could possibly be played out to Palmer on the edge of the box here now. Enzo's now moved away from it as well. Will be Neto to deliver from the right-hand side. It's a good delivery and straight into Kinski, who's kept it in. Only just. Nearly went into the net with him. See, I think there might have been a little foul on the goalkeeper here from Andre Santos. Don't think he was particularly intending to go for the goalkeeper, more so the ball. Did keep it out regardless to check. Porro will play it straight into the path of Wesley Fafana, who gets it back to Sanchez. Here's Harto. Caicedo. Through the lines to Andre Santos. Delap. Santos. Enzo. Ball's going to go back to Harto here. We'll say it's still 1-0 to Bournemouth in the City game, which I'm very shocked by. Harto to Fafana. Santos to Caicedo. Back to Santos. He's thrown Gallagher off him like he's a child. Good work there. Kagrea. To Caicedo. Through the lines to Enzo. He's been fouled, Caicedo, and it's Conor Gallagher again. And surely there's going to be some kind of card given here now. And that is definitely a fight coming on. Let's see if this is actually a foul or not. Don't think there's anything much in there. God, Gallagher, not Gallagher, Carragher on commentary is doing my nutting. Ball one from Enzo here. He's going to get it to Palmer. Edge of the box, right foot. Cole Palmer, he's whizzed it past the post. Oof. I feel like he could have possibly been a bit more patient with that strike there. Here's Richarlison. He's just dived to the floor for no reason. He's been given that as well. Okay. A lot of play acting and flopping happening in this game. It's kind of making it a bit stop-start. There was only 1 minute of additional time. We've gone through that now. The whistle should be blown soon. And that is the whistle. So now our Spurs are in danger of that big R word. I'm going to quickly be right back and get myself a drink because my throat is starting to kill me. I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Alrighty, we are back. Boop. Here. Looks very much likely that Arsenal have won the title now. I don't think City are getting back into this. Barring an absolute miracle. For us... Oh, I forgot the timer. Just realised. Damn. We get to tick that off though. Still keeping an eye on the game, but looks very unlikely that they're going to get back into this now. Well, we can't get both things, but at least we can get a Tottenham relegation still. It's a bit weird as well, I will say, that these two games didn't kick off at the same time. Like, how weird is it to have a game kicking off on 8:15 PM on a Tuesday? Very, very, very odd. But there we are. Yeah, pretty good from Chelsea so far. It doesn't feel like Tottenham are particularly gonna threaten us. I'd imagine we probably get a couple more in the second half to make this 3-0, considering how the game is going. I would like to see us get it wrapped up pretty quickly so we can get some of the youth players on. I think that'll be good. But yeah, apart from that, I think it's pretty standard Chelsea versus Tottenham game. Us often finding it quite easy against them. So the final is between, I just realised, the Championship playoff final is between Hull, who I want to see go up, and Middlesbrough. Got a fun thing here, because I've got family in Middlesbrough. I've got some Middlesbrough supporters in the in-laws, let's say. Teams are coming out for the second half now. I don't think there is any changes. Seems like everyone, at least from the Chelsea point of view, it seems like everyone is the same that we saw in the first half. Yeah, precisely. I think that's the best way to look at it. I mean, like, we knew that Arsenal were going to win the league. We as soon as it was in this situation, we knew they were going to win the league. We knew that they were not going to let Arsenal lose the league from the position that they were in. Despite their best efforts to bottle it, we knew that they wouldn't let it happen. So there is a rather large asterisk beside their title. It will be Chelsea now kicking off from left to right. Palmer taking the kickoff. Hopefully that did work. Okay, at the time it did work. Long ball from Sanchez. Ball's going to go back to Sanchez here. Fofana to Achampong. Pedro Neto. Being manhandled by Udogie here. He's kept the ball though very, very well. It's Hutto. Cross to Cucurella, who's going to go long down the line, seeking out Delap, but covering was the Tottenham defender, and it goes out for a throw. Worth mentioning again that 2 of the Tottenham backline are on yellow cards now. Good ball through the lines from Palmer. Delap. Santos. Out to Cucurella. Brilliant football from Chelsea. He asked for it. Oh, Delap's made the run, but no one's picked him out. And it will be a corner, as Porro got a toe on the ball from Cucurella. I feel like Cucu needed to play the ball into Delap there. He made a really good run. He wasn't spotted. It's 6 added minutes in the other game, by the way. So, still chance for a miracle to happen. It's interesting for Bournemouth too. I think they've gotten into really, really high European places with this win as well. Ball from the corner has gone straight to the hands of Kinski. Not his best delivery. He's going to roll it out for Mickey van der Ven. Paulinho. Forced to go back to the Dutchman. He's done so. He's going to make a burst through the middle. He's given it to Bentancur, who's just going to go back though. Paulinho again. Tottenham finding it difficult to play through the lines at the moment. Gallagher back. Kinski to Danso. And as Peter Drury has just said on commentary, there needs to be a bit more urgency from Spurs here. They are in very big danger of getting relegated if they don't win this game or get at least a point. So personally, it's been a heavy tackle from Chalobah there, but he's won, or Chalobah by Fofana there, but he's won the ball. Here's Achampong. Santos. Oh, a little bit of a loose pass there. And Spurs have got a throw. So personally, I think that the final games on the final day for West Ham and Spurs favours West Ham more than it does Spurs. So they really need to get something here to try and make it guaranteed that they don't go down. Whipped in from Udogie. It's very, very heavy. It's going to go out for a throw-in on the other side. Big Enzo Fernandez chant coming from the crowd. Cole Palmer is down on the floor. I don't think it's for an injury. I think he's just sorting his shoes out, but the referee has stopped the game for some reason. I think he was just making sure it wasn't an injury. It's our throw, so it's not really time wasting or anything. Cucurella to take. It's going to go long for Delap, but it's going to fall for Enzo. Touch to Delap is a good one. And Santos has won it back. I think a bit too heavy on the tackle there on Paulinho, and he's going to be penalised for that, Santos. I don't think there was much in it, but... Free kick to Spurs regardless. Be taken by Pedro Porro. They've stacked all of their players at the back post, but he's gone short to Kalamwani instead, and now back to Porro. Tell's going to blast it across a... Oh my goodness, it was a free header for Richarlison, and he's absolutely spooned it. 50p head. I think he was offside by a mile anyway, but... Yeah, he's off by quite a large margin, but he should be putting that on target, the Brazilian. Joao Pedro would never. Haaland has just equalised for City, by the way. It's not enough. They need to win the game, but maybe something can go there. Here's Tell. Back to Mickey van der Ven. Feels like a little too late from City, if I'm being honest. Matisse Tell is trying to run in behind, but Josh Achimpong has done well. And he's won the foul in the end. Good work from the youngster. Be a free kick for Spurs, and De Zerbi is getting a bit rowdy. Free kick is going to be left for Robert Sanchez to take. Lofty ball up to Liam Delap. Yeah, that'll be full time. Yeah. We kind of expected it. As soon as Bournemouth got ahead, we knew they weren't going to win. We can focus on this game instead. Ball in behind from Richarlison, but Achimpong's going to get there ahead of Matisse Tell. That's the second one he's done on him in the space of 30 seconds, ref. Come on. I think it was actually a Dogi who was running through, rather. Long ball from Sanchez. Up to Delap. Heads it down, but can't make it stick. Mickey van der Ven. To Kinski. Bro, they are showing so much stuff about Arsenal. I'm specifically not on the Arsenal game because I don't go the City game because I don't care. Like, get it off my screen. I'm watching the Chelsea game. Bentancur whipped out to Kalamwani. He's going to go all the way back to Danso. It's a big carefree chant coming throughout the stadium. I think the news has just hit Stamford Bridge and they're getting up on their feet now. Correa will win the throw on the left-hand side. He's going to get it to Caicedo. Fouled by Bentancur, and it will be a free kick to Chelsea in a pretty decent area. Here's Josh Achimpong. Harto whipped out to Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo again. Slices it out wide right for Pedro Neto in masses of space. Drives into the box, up against Udogie. He's going to get a strike away, but it's deflected. Udogie takes a tumble and he gets a free kick. Jarring. What's that? There's a bit of wind swirling around the stadium. I've just seen the ball been moving there as Kinski's gone to take his goal kick and he's speared it straight off the pitch. Throw to be taken by Josh Achimpong. Thrown up to Liam Delap. Good hold-up play to Palmer. Tries to play it first time for Neto, but it's been intercepted by Udogie. Here's Bentancur. He gets it out to Pedro Porro. Space for Colomboani out wide, but he's offside if the ball wants to go into him. Now it does. And the move has slowed down dramatically. Here's Porro again. Here's Gallagher. He's going to whip it outside for Colomboani. Up against Cucurella once again. Gets into the box here, Colomboani. He's driven a long way and eventually wins a corner off of Cucurella. Will be interesting to see how long it takes for Callum McFarlane rather to make some changes here. I don't think we were ever catching Bournemouth anyway, to be fair. They've been in stellar form. It's going to be really funny because I'm going to do, at like final day, I'm going to do like, I feel like I might do Richarlison with a header forward, but Sanchez is wise to it. Not enough power on the header. I'm going to do like a reaction to my Premier League predictions as I often do, but I might do it live rather than doing it as a video because I don't, I don't care for that much. It's going to be interesting to see where I've put a lot of the mid-table teams because I can't remember, if I'm being honest. Enzo out to Cucurella. Here's Fofana. Pedro Neto. He's got Josh as the overlap. He's not going to use him. Here's Enzo dropping deep. Harto to Wes. Forward for Palmer. Tries to turn, but he's got Bentancur behind him. Or rather, Joao Palhinha. Santos is going to get it forward. Here's Palmer. He can't collect the ball, though, and he's not going to beat Mickey van der Ven in a foot race to the ball. Definitely not. He's going to battle away, though, and forces the Dutchman to win a throw high up the pitch. I think we can still get conference though, right? And honestly, if we do get conference, I think that's actually a best case scenario. Not only because we've got a lot of young players coming in, like Barco, like, Quenda, those types. But also, it would give us the opportunity to be, again, I'm pretty sure the only club in history to win each European competition twice. So, there we go. And I have absolute faith that if we went into the Conference League, we'd absolutely steamwalk that again. Like, we would just completely steamroll that competition. We're into the 61st minute, and it's going to be a free kick for Chelsea on the right-hand side of the box. Fernando's and Neto over it again. Neto has now left it. Here's Enzo. Whips it across, and it's... Oh, there's a... I don't know what the referee's called something. I'm not even sure what. It's going to be a free kick to Spurs. Richarlison's been tackled by Andre Santos, who has been absolutely brilliant today. Sanchez to Hato. A big "we've won it all" chant coming from the Chelsea faithful. Here's Enzo. Santos. Oof. Slipped as he played the pass, and Wes has got to be careful here. Anywhere but here approach, and he gets it up to Liam Delap, and it's a good header down from Delap to Pedro Neto. He gets it to Palmer, but a little bit on his heels there, Palmer, and wasn't able to react in time. Delap is battling away against Danso. Here's Danso. Ball's gone back to Kinski. Almost gives it straight to Cole Palmer, but he gets away with one. Joao Palhinha will get it out to Matisse Tell instead. He's going to try and play the ball over the top for Udogie, but Wes Fofana can do that. And Udogie's gone in with a horrible tackle here on Wes Fofana. That could be a red, in all honesty. He's been given a yellow. That's the third one. One more and we get the bingo card ticked off. There's nothing too cynical in that, if I'm being honest. That's 3 of the 4 in the book. Remember that old game that we played back when Ange Postecoglou was Spurs manager, when they got 2 of their back 4 sent off, and we had 9 Tottenham players against 11 Chelsea players. Nicholas Jackson scoring a hat-trick, if I recall. Could have a similar situation if they keep going in with these tackles. Chelsea will continue though. Here's Wes Fofana, who's back on his feet. Into Santos, who's lost out to Joao Palhinha. But brilliant covering from Wes Fofana to get the ball back. Enzo will try and get it out to Cucurella, but he wasn't as wide as he anticipated, and the ball goes over his head. Good tackle from Delap, who's working back to get the ball. Gets it to Caicedo. He's then fouled by Kolo Muani. Be a Chelsea free kick. Reset quickly. Achampong to Wes. Here's Hato. Fofana's going to play the ball through the lines to Delap. Good work from him. It's a foul by Delap, but he's going to let the game play on here. The ref, Kolo Muani, gets it across the box, but Achampong is there to recover. Spurs getting some encouragement now from Chelsea, as we're not really making the passes stick as much as we were before. Does feel like we need some reinforcements from the bench here. Here's Mickey van der Ven, who's going to go on one of his runs, as he often likes to do. Instead, he shifts it to Porro. Whipped in first time for Richarlison at the back post, who keeps it alive, but it's not going to go to a Spurs player, and now the ball will be cleared. Here's Udogie. Paulinho. It's a triple change for Tottenham coming soon. As Danso gets it out to Colomwani. Gallagher. Danso back to Kinski. He's being high pressed by Palmer here. He's got to be careful, and he just gets it away in time, but it's gone straight off the pitch under the pressure. Gugray will take this throw, but I think the subs will be made first. Let's see who's coming on. Jed Spence, Maddison, and Pap Sarr, I believe, are the three coming on. Let's see who comes off. They're not actually making the changes yet, so Chelsea will play on. Is Fofana. Sanchez to Andre Santos, who's dropped deep to pick up the ball. Plays it into Delap. Lays it off Enzo. Brilliant spin under pressure, and he gets it back to Delap, but can't make it stick. Paulinho will get it forward. Oh, they've given it away. Straight to Palmer in space here. Could be dangerous for Spurs as we get it to Neto. He's going to whip the ball to the back post. Enzo across the box for Santos! And that is South American link-up. Is that Andre's first goal? At Stamford Bridge? I think it might be. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And you know what? I'm taking it off already. Enzo, player of the match. He's been bloody brilliant today. He's got a goal and an assist now. Brilliant crafted goal, and it all comes from a Tottenham mistake as Colomwani plays it straight into the path of Palmer as I believe it was Rodrigo Bentancur who'd switched off and didn't read the pass. Good ball to the back post from Pedro Neto. It's a beauty of a pass from Pedro Neto in the build-up, by the way. Good touch. Gets it back to Santos, who plays it under the legs of Mickey van der Ven and past the goalkeeper in for 2-0. 7-0 Port Vale. Oh yeah, was that at the bridge though? Yeah, it must have been. I think it's his first game at Stamford Bridge in the league. That's what I will say. And the Tottenham substitutes that are on the sidelines are looking very dejected now. Exactly. Yeah. It's kind of sad if Spurs go down. That's six of our points. We'll have to take them off a Hull or Middlesbrough instead. Whichever one of those goes up. Tottenham gets battered everywhere they go is very, very loudly being sung throughout Stamford Bridge here. As the ball goes out. And those three substitutions will be made now. So Maddison, Pap Sarr and Jed Spence will on. I'm not sure who they've come on for. Kinski, got to be careful again. So it's Paulinho off for Sarr, Colomwani off for Maddison, and Udogie off for Spence. Oh, and Gallagher's giving it away for Neto. Oh, that's his first goal in the league in general, not just at Stamford Bridge. It's his first goal in the league. Santos. I always say it. Put the ball in the box when Santos is there. He's got a chance of scoring it. We saw it from when he was playing for the youth Brazilian team. He was popping up with goals in the box all the time. It always was the big five. I don't know why they added Tottenham to that to make it the big six, but there we are. And West Ham will be very, very motivated after seeing this. Tell you that for free. Pap Sarr. Here's Richarlison. Caicedo's bursting through the middle here. Great work from Caicedo. He's going to get it out to Pedro Neto. Sorry, I completely lost who I was going to say. Bentancur, who gave it away. Here's Neto in the box. Gets past Maddison. Gets it across, and it's straight at Kinski. And Maddison will try and get it away. Nivs almost gives it away to Enzo. They are so nervous, Spurs, here. Can we bring on the youth players? Come on. We've got 20 minutes and we're 2-0 up. Bring on Derry, Shim and Ryan, please. That would be great. Yeah, another thing to add to the question, as I kind of said, I feel like the fixture list kind of favours West Ham more than Tottenham. Is that they've had a horrible home form, and the last game for Tottenham is at home against Everton. I think they've only won twice at that time, and the first one was the first game of the season. So that was against Burnley, I believe. So ball's been whipped in, and Gallagher gets a toe to it, but it's going to ricochet straight to Sanchez, who will save it. I don't think he even comes off Gallagher. I think it's actually ricochets off of Harto, to be fair. Here's Caicedo. Enzo. Looking for a switch of play here. We'll loft it into Fofana, who's going to head it back to Sanchez, who can pick it up. Rolls it out to Harto. Trevor Chalobah is the change coming on for some reason. Alright. I'm sick of this, brother. I can't lie, I'm sick of that, brother. Maddison's going to win the ball off at Enzo. Here's Bentancur. Tottenham throw. Gallagher. Mickey van der Ven. Spence. Bentancur. Porro. Tottenham just passing around the back at the moment, unable to get the ball forward. Mickey van der Ven's going to try and force a pass forward to Jed Spence and gets it, and it's a good ball from Spence as well, but Kukureya's in the way. Porro will pick it up though. Here is Porro in the box. Gets it across the box for Kolomawani, and it's swept in by Richarlison. We'll see if there's an offside here, but Spurs have got one back. It'll be interesting to see if the initial pass forward is onside. Yeah, he is. He's on. A bit fortunate there for Spurs as they get an assist from a failed shot. Josh Achampong is the man coming off for Chalobah. I can't believe that's the first change we make. I do believe that probably puts us into a 3 at the back, though. Harto, Fofana and Chalobah as the back 3. I think Neto and Kukureya are going to go high here. As the wingers. Caicedo battling away from the ball in the middle, and he does win it. Here's Enzo. Ball in behind for Liam Delap, and he's not going to reach it. Can we get Delap off for Shim, please? He's been useless for the last 10 minutes. I think he's a bit knackered. Here's Jed Spence. Wes will smash the ball away. Palmer's won the ball in the air, but he can't lay it down to Pedro Neto. Here's Kinski. Out to Gallagher. Here's Madison. He's going to play it across for Danso. Tries to play the ball forward for Mwani and does get it to Sarr instead. Tackle on Sarr by Caicedo is a good one. Or rather, Harto, and he gets it to Delap. He gets it across to Palmer. Neto's in space if he wants to get it to him, and he's just hesitated there, Palmer. He does eventually get it to Neto. Spurs players all back now, though. Very angry Chelsea crowd as that very promising break has just broken down. It's a foul on Caicedo by Richarlison, and he's actually gone down injured here, Richarlison, but the foul's gone the opposite direction, and now he's jumped straight back to his feet now he's realised that. He's apparently not hurt at all. Interesting. Here's Enzo. After the free kick. Harto. Caicedo back to Wes. He's going to play one wide right for Pedro Neto. Ball's off the pitch and Spence can take the throw. He's giving it to Gallagher, who's under pressure from Palmer. Here's Mickey van der Ven. Madison. It's bizarre in a game where we are defending a lead and we feel like we need some fresh legs. We have not made any substitutions other than bringing on another centre-back. 13 minutes to go and we've not got any fresh legs on. It's crazy. I hope this changes under Alonso. It's the one thing that's been frustrating me under Maresca and under Rosinia and under all these other wankers that have been the blue co-managers, that they just don't make substitutions proactively enough. Matisse Teller's just gone in hard on Cucurella and given away a free kick. Will be taken by Harto eventually. Instead, he leaves it for Sanchez. Is he going to be booked for this? Oh, interestingly... Okay, yeah. So, there we go. Harto's just been booked for literally nothing. That'll be over 3 yellows. And the weird thing is, I think it's Sarr who's coming on. Another centre-back we're randomly bringing on, which is very, very weird. Sanchez will play the ball forward. Chalabar into Delap, who's literally done nothing and been penalised. The stop-start nature will favour Chelsea, though, I guess. Ball over the top is seeking out Madison, who is going to be able to get on the ball here. Gets it back to Spence. He's going to whip the ball to the back post, but it's deflected. And Caicedo can get it away to Palmer. Palmer gets it to Neto, or attempts to anyway. Now Spence is going to get the ball away from Santos. Spence to Madison. Santos tackles him. Palmer away. Caicedo kicks it long, and it's going for Liam Delap, who can surge onto this on the right-hand side. Enzo Fernandez is in the middle. And Delap is... Oh, come on, man. Does eventually play it to Enzo. A bit too late, though. And now Enzo's fouled on the edge of the box by Papsar. Chelsea free kick in a very dangerous position. And you got to say, this is in a very, very good position for one Cole Palmer, who is standing over the ball alongside Enzo. Now that substitution will be made. It's Mamadou Sarr coming on for Wesley Fofana. Don't know if there's an injury involved in that or what's going on there. A really bizarre decision for two centre-backs to be our first substitutions being made. Really not sure. The Senegalese man will replace Wesley Fofana. I will say one thing is that Tottenham have got all of their players very, very huddled together near the wall. There is a lot of space out on the left-hand side of the box if we want to just roll it to there. But you know Cole Palmer, he's going to strike this. You know what he's like. Neto is complaining to the ref here because the Tottenham wall has stepped forward ahead of the line. But Palmer's going to strike it. It's straight into the wall. Yep, there we go. It was a little bit close to get the up and over here. Richarlison's going to battle away and get it to Spence. He's shrouded by two players. He's going to get it straight into the path of Enzo. Sarr plays it off of Gallagher for a throw. Sarr's going to be the one taking the throw. He's going to launch it all the way back to Chalobah. Harto to Cucurella. He's got Pedro Porro as company and he's played it straight off the pitch. It's the one thing which I hope that Xabi Alonso really instills in his team is how to kill off games. Because it's the one thing we've been terrible at all season. We never kill off games. Excuse me. It's done so. Here's Mickey van der Ven. Long ball from Kinski seeking out Jed Spence on the left-hand side, who will get the ball. Can't get past Neto, though. Santos has almost got it away from Maddison, but not. Richarlison gets it back into Maddison. Oh, it's a brilliant, brilliant intervention from Yorel Harto. Oh, my goodness. That's a certain goal he's just denied there. I'll tell you, if Joao Pedro didn't get Player of the Season, I feel like Harto could have been, you know, another one in the question there. He's been bloody brilliant since he's been introduced. It will be a corner, though, to be taken by Matisse Tell. Defending still to be done. Some battering going on in the box, which they're going to have to do. I never get why they talk to the players about it, because they never actually penalise it, so who cares? It has been a foul. And it's going to be a yellow for someone. Richarlison? Richarlison's calling for a penalty here. There's a melee going on here. They're going to give this... I feel like they're going to give this as a penalty. It's just ludicrous bollocks, isn't it? It's just both of them just voting, you know. But all players just holding each other. It's like... I think they're looking at the one on Cuckoo and Van der Ven, but they're both grabbing each other, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's not a foul because the ball wasn't even in play, so... It can't be a penalty. The ball wasn't even in play. The referee's lost all control now. He's just booking whoever he wants to at this point. They will retake the free kick, the corner eventually. Now Mickey van der Ven has put Cucurella back on the floor. And the referee stopped the game again. Ball goes in to the melee, and it's grabbed by Sanchez brilliantly. He somehow lost the ball and then got it back again. What a bit of unorthodox goalkeeping there to keep it away from the Tottenham players. And now Chelsea will kick the ball up the pitch with Caicedo. It's Liam Delap chasing after the ball. Jed Spence. Oh, Delap has just elbowed his player. He's got to shoot, man. He's going to be... There's the Delap yellow. He has elbowed the player, but he's made the most of that. Jed Spence. It's fucking nothing. He's put his arm across him to hold him off. That's literally nothing, man. It's a joke. He just flops to the floor. What he should have done there is he should have ran through and scored anyway, because they would have had to have checked it on VAR. The fact he's given up on it and hasn't after he's given up on it and hasn't scored is silly. He should have scored there. A big "you're not fit to referee" chant goes throughout the bridge. Yeah, Cucurella was also booked during that melee in the box that had happened earlier. It's done so. Richarlison knocks it on. It's going to go off the pitch for a Chelsea throw. There is going to be some substitutions made now. I believe they will be Chelsea ones, I'd imagine. Yep, 3. It's Asugo, Garnacho and Shimaweka coming on. Cole Palmer is coming off. So it's Cole Palmer, Liam Delap coming off. Who's the last one? Because if it's... There's been... I think that sums up the way that Liam Delap's season's gone, is that they've announced that he's been substituted and he's gotten a cheer from the crowd that he's going off. So Pedro Neto. So it is Super Dario Bros, by the way, because Dario and Santos are both on at the same time. Yeah. It's genuinely... It's sickening that it's taken this long to get attacking substitutions in general. And Garnacho's on for Neto, by the way. Like, this is the thing which it really bugs me, is when managers do this and, like, they go, oh, we're defending a lead, that means we need to put on more defenders. Like, no, you're defending a lead, that means you need to put on more energy up top so you can keep attacking and stop them from getting into you. That when you fall into your own shell, it just gives them an opportunity to get attacks. And this is what's been happening. Since we've made those 2 defensive substitutions, Tottenham have been all over us, trying to get the ball back. Great battling away from Caicedo as he gets it away from Couple, but he gets it to Dario Sugo. It's going to break for Tottenham here with Gallagher. Richarlison dives to the floor and the referee says nothing about that. Give me a Shim goal would be brilliant, man. I'd love to see Shimaweka get a goal. Swarming from the Chelsea faithful. Ball did hit the referee, but didn't impact the play. Mickey van der Ven. Shim's gone a bit hard on Danso there. Caicedo's intercepted. Asugo to Garnacho. 7 minutes of stoppage time as Chalobah clears it. Danso's almost given it away to Shimaweka. He's been so suspect on the ball today, Kevin Danso. He's got to be careful. It's about the fourth or fifth time he's almost given it to our striker. Dario Sugo wins the ball back. as he so often does. Here's Garnacho. Oh, he's almost played... Oh my god, there's some... Sarr and Chalabar getting into a mix-up at the back, and here's Richarlison. Maddison. Tackled by Chalabar, and Sugo will get it away again. He's been brilliant as soon as he's come on. Ball's come out to Enzo here. Shimaweka goes left. He gets to see him. Here's Shimaweka. Oh, Enzo's pass is a bit heavy. Rather. Shim will hold it in the corner flag for now. Waiting for support. Plays it back for Cucurella. Here's Santos. Enzo. Cucurella's made the run down the line. He's not been picked out. Here's Santos again. Harto back to Chalabar. Now, Mamadou Sarr. Garnacho. Gives... Oh my god. Garnacho. Every time Garnacho gets on the ball, he's the press trigger, man. He's so useless. Harto will take it inside. Fools the man. Gets it up to Shimaweka. Little flick back for Asugo, but he doesn't reach it. Enzo wins the ball back. He's going to play a lofty ball forward for Garnacho, but Spencer's in the way. Mickey Van der Ven is now going to go on one of his runs, and he falls to the floor and grabs the ball, and the referee's going to give Asugo a card for his first tackle on the game. Brilliant. This guy's lost the plot. This referee has lost the plot. It's going to be a free kick for Spurs, and they're going to take it quickly with Maddison. It's Tell. Maddison swings the ball away from Shimaweka. Back in by Porro. Gallagher's going to be shoved off the ball, and oh, fuck off. He's given that as a foul, man. This fucking ref. Dickhead. Dickhead fucking referee. I don't think he even does... He literally does nothing. There's a little push, and he's dived to the floor. Fuck off, man. He was not getting the ball anyway, bruv. A very, very dangerous position for James Maddison, who can hit them from here. It's a bit too close, I think. He's going to play it, and it's straight over the top. It's always hard to get the the ball up and down from that close in. Still 4 minutes to play though. Long ball from Sanchez. Garnacho underneath it. It's going to fall for Sarr, who can't get it away. The ball's going to be speared towards Richarlison, and Chalabar will deal with that, but he just gives it away for a Tottenham throw. Danso's going to take the long throw this time. We've been very, very poor at defending these at the start of the season. Oh... We've just made it way too nervy by not bringing on, forward substitutions earlier in the game. Long throw from Danso. Headed away by Chalabar. It's going to be played by Danso straight into Harto, who gets it away, and then Tell will get the ball at the back post but knock it behind for a goal kick. This is way nervier than it needs to be. Way more nervously than it needs to be. Long ball from Sanchez. 2 minutes to play. Shimaweka underneath it. Tell. Tackled by Cucurella. It's going to be a Tottenham throw. Ball goes back. Danso. Mickey van der Ven. To Gallagher. Here's Jed Spence. Chelsea hunting in packs here, and Garnacho's going to win the ball, but another Spurs throw. Gallagher. A little bit of a heavy pass for Danso. He's going to have to collect it on the side of the pitch. And Chelsea are getting encouraged by the giveaways. Perhaps Sarr being tackled. Oh, he's nearly given that to Asugo. Ball's going to go forward by Van der Ven, but it's only going to fall to Enzo. Smashes it off of Bentancur for a Chelsea throw. Big cheer goes up as the time is running out for Tottenham Hotspur. Cucurella is going to take this throw. Up towards Enzo. Good touch. Enzo's lost the ball. Here's Bentancur. Sugo's won it back, but Cucurella had taken a nibble beforehand and fouled him. 20 seconds left to play. They're going forward here, Tottenham. They've got to. Van der Ven's going on one of his typical runs. Gets it to Maddison. There's so much space here for Porro. Gets it to Kolomuani and Tell rather, and Tell's put it straight in the hands of Sanchez, who's going to drop on the ball, and that will probably be the end of the game. And that could be the final nail in the coffin when it comes to Spurs' time in the Premier League, depending on what happens on the final day. And that is the final whistle. Chelsea win. We don't get any of the bingos, which is kind of unfortunate. There's nothing really there we can tick off. And the Spurs players are all crowding the referee, despite him giving them about 15 million yellow cards for no reason. But there we go. So brilliant strike from Enzo. It's a good assist from him too, for Andre Santos, who also gets a goal. And yeah, good game all round, I would say. Pretty comfortable one for us in the end, but apart from the last 10 or so minutes where they started to come back. But yeah, good win for Chelsea. That puts us up to 8th place. Let me just get the table up. Table. Yeah, puts us into 8th place, which is a Conference League spot. And one more win would make us go up to 7th at the maximum. We can't get higher than Bournemouth now after they won today. But we could get Europa if we win that and Brighton lose their last game. That could be something we strive for, Europa. I said for Conference League, I said the only reason I want to go in the Conference League is because we could then have the distinction of being the only team that has won every single European competition twice. Common ground involvement? No. That's only specifically for goal involvements. If they're involved in the goal. Josh wasn't involved in the goal, so that doesn't get ticked off. Everything else is, we've already kind of done. What should we do? We could do something for the free space. I'll do a free space just for Shim getting on the pitch, I guess. Hopefully as well, I will say that depending on whether João Pedro is fit enough for the last game, let's just hope that is the last time we ever see Liam Delap play in a Chelsea shirt, please. I'm sick and tired of him. Sick and tired of him. But yes, there is still European aspirations for Chelsea. We can go into the Europa League, not the Conference League, if United come up with a result against Brighton, as you say. So maybe that can happen. Hopefully it does. I can't believe United are 3rd, by the way. That's crazy. They've had a very, very good season under Carrick. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out as ever. We will be back on... When is our final game? Let me quickly check when our final game is. Sunday, the 24th of May. We play Sunderland. That's our final game. And that's a 4 p.m. kickoff, so I should be live at about 3:45 on the Sunday. So yeah. There's no 2 UFAPs either. The only UFAP was Mueca, so unfortunate that doesn't get ticked off. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out as ever. We'll be back on Sunday. have a good evening. I'm going to go and do some praying and voodoo that West Ham come up with a result later, whenever they get their game. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys.